This is In-Depth. Come Saturday, it will be wheels up for the honor flight of Southern Indiana. Veterans have the opportunity to journey to Washington, D.C. on a day that provides a remarkable story. It's a great way also to say thank you for your service. Joining me tonight, honor flight of Southern Indiana President Jerry Blake. He is a U.S. Army and Navy veteran, a command sergeant major who served in Vietnam in the late 60s, and he served on Desert Shield, Desert Storm. And to the left is Dr. James Donnelly, colonel in the U.S. Army, serving in Vietnam in 1970 and 71. Colonel, you became an orthopedic surgeon, evolving from all of this. And tell me, from your perspective, what does this mean to you, being on board this flight?
Well, it's an honor to be on this flight with other veterans that I served with, maybe. I mean, they may not have been there at the same time. It's just an absolute honor. My father was in the Second World War. All my brothers were in the service during the Vietnam War.
And you were in a war that divided this country, Vietnam, as you well know. Put that in perspective from a human standpoint. Was that a life changer for you?
Yes. I joined in '68 at the height of the protest while I was still in medical school. Everybody told me not to do it. My father had such a great experience. He was in the Second World War, and I decided that I would follow in my father's footsteps.
And the homecoming, just hold that thought, because I want to get to that in a moment. But Jerry described the dynamics of this flight, the inevitability of time. No World War II veterans on this flight. Who will be on this flight?
Mainly made up of Korean vets and Vietnam vets.
And this is such an incredible undertaking by so many volunteers, and the burden on your shoulders getting this all coordinated and everything. It's truly a story about southwestern Indiana and Evansville and its contribution to the war effort. And how do the veterans play into that?
We basically cover 14 counties in southwest Indiana, and the veterans play such a role here that in 2014 it was decided to try to get together as a kind of a payback to the veterans that never made it to Washington D.C. to see their memorials that were built in their honor. So this is our 15th flight, and it's a very hectic day. It starts out at like 5 o'clock in the morning. We land about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes later, and then it's hustle bustle. We have 4 buses, red, white, blue, and gold. We start out the World War II Memorial. We do the Vietnam, Korean. We do the Navy. We start at Iwo Jima Memorial. Eat lunch. Back to the airport. It's a jam-packed full day for the veterans, but they enjoy it.
Yeah, my impression when I was on that 5th honor flight was just seeing perfect strangers coming up to veterans like Dr. Donnelly here and simply saying, thank you. Children coming up to the veterans, that had to really tug at the heartstrings, I would assume.
Yeah, it's a great honor to be there just amongst your buddies and stuff that are there, but also to see perfect strangers coming up to you and saying, thank you for your service. We appreciate what you did. And it's touching.
And Dr. Donnelly, you were basically the guy who took care of people while you were over there, and you were in harm's way, obviously. Tell me about the soldiers that you worked with while you were there.
Well, initially I was a flight surgeon, so I worked with an aviation battalion. And I basically took care of the crews, and not only the pilots, but the crews of the helicopters and the maintenance people of the helicopters. I don't think people realize that the pilot flies it during the day, but at night it's all under maintenance. And there's people, we had 2 crews. Some people were working, we worked 24/7.
And you touched down on some areas that were just, I imagine, sheer hell to witness. You described one scene of a mountain where a chopper, and you were aboard a Huey, I believe.
I was aboard a Huey. The pilot hovered over the mountaintop, pushing the flames away from our helicopter so we could jump out and rescue the men that were on the ground.
And you know what strikes me, Jerry, about this man? You've been to the reproduction of the Vietnam War Memorial, but you've not been to the actual Vietnam Wall, and you're going to see that this coming weekend.
I hope.
What is that? I mean, what's going to go through your mind?
I've already thought about it. I'm sure there's already some emotion about going there.
You know, in Vietnam, when the soldiers came home, we often see the ticker tape parades and other conflicts, especially World War II, but not all of those soldiers came home to that. You told me that when you came home, you landed at Travis
Air Force Base.
What did they tell you?
Don't wear your uniforms.
And that was it.
You get in civilian clothes and go home.
Well, you're going to hear a lot of thank yous coming up this weekend. I know, Jerry, the hard work that you did and what you did for your service during, well, 2 major conflicts here. Thank you both for your service. And my colleague, Jessica Costello, will be on board that flight. And Jessica loves to share great stories, and she's got a dandy coming up this weekend. But thank you so much. Thank you for your service. Safe travels, and have a great flight this weekend.
Thank you, Brad. Appreciate it.
Thank you. And I want to thank all the volunteers that put this together.
That's right, and your son's going to be a guardian for you.
I think he'll push me in the wheelchair.
Okay, well, everyone uses a wheelchair because you're covering
Yes.
a lot of not
territory.
confined to a wheelchair,
No.
using it to basically get from point A to point B so you can see as much as you can. So it should be a great weekend. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
We'll be right back.